Hey guys, it's Luke here and welcome back to another video, to a super exciting video today with my A45S AMG. Now, for those of you who have tuned into all the videos on this car, you will know that there has been one thing with this car which I seemingly always ramble on about, and that is the gearbox. How the gearbox software, the TCU, is still locked, so we are kind of limited with what we can do modifications wise and power wise. Well, guess what? It's been unlocked, it has been cracked, and it's time to really take this thing to the next level. You can probably tell the excitement in my voice because I've always planned to go crazy with this car, but it always depended on when the TCU would be cracked. But it's been cracked, and today we're taking the car to EST Performance, of course, the company who I work very closely with this car in terms of tuning, maintenance, and everything like that, because they are going to be developing their own TCU software off of the base file, the cracked file, which should be the UK's first and maybe even Europe's first as well. But then after that, we can then really get cracking with the modifications on this car. And do you know what? I am so excited. Now, I know that I said that we have been restricted and slightly held back with what we can do on the car, but still, in the year that I've owned it, this car has transformed quite a bit. Of course, naturally, I bought the car stock, as I said, about a year ago, but now, as it sits at the moment, it's running a Stage 2 package from EST. It's running pretty much bang on 500 horsepower, thanks to their custom ECU software, and of course, as well as that, there is a whole bunch of supporting mods that go alongside it. Those include an eVenturi carbon fiber cold air intake and also a Cobra Sport 200 cell sports cat. The car actually runs a catback from their back, which is a resonated and valved system. But to be honest, I do say a whole host of modifications, or hardware, should I say. But to be honest, it's just those two which really contribute to what we are running right now, which is a Stage 2 package and is 500 horsepower. So what does this mean? Now, the fact that the TCU on this car can now be written into is a big thing. Before, and actually as it sits right now, there are torque limits in place, and there is essentially a stock factory TCU map, which is obviously built and designed by Mercedes to run standard power. You can still modify and tune the car via the ECU, obviously, but to an extent, because those original torque limits that have been set in place by Mercedes when building this car cannot be adjusted because the TCU is locked. You can't write into it, you can't communicate with it, and therefore you can't tune it. Of course, we now know that that can be done, and believe me, as I've already said, I'm very excited. But those torque limits do, of course, affect the ECU tuning as well, because there's only so far that you can go in terms of the tuning in order to unlock the power. Now, because the TCU now can be tuned and written into and communicated with, it's not just the torque which you can build up. Now, the Stage 2 on this car has been built of course, with the torque limits in place. And you can literally see that on the graph. I remember when having this car tuned with Jamie at EST, you could literally see the torque go up, and then it hits the limit and just goes like that. Now, it's all very exciting that we can now basically map the gearbox. However, this then means that the Stage 1 and the Stage 2 tunes of these cars can then be better as well. Now, these cars are not held back by fueling or anything like that. They are a little bit held back with cooling, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that's another thing which will be coming soon. However, the gearbox has been a huge limiting factor, which means that a stock turbo car, well, at the moment is 500 horsepower, 510 depending on what downpipe you go for. However, we might now be seeing maybe 520, maybe 530 on a stock turbo, maybe 550 with maybe some meth or something down the line. Believe me, this is something we're going to be exploring, and of course, we can then warrant a turbo upgrade as well. So the news broke only a matter of days ago about the TCU being unlocked and cracked, and this is my first opportunity to take the car to EST for them to basically have the car for a few weeks, do whatever they need to do all the relevant testing and development to get this product out there. I do believe they are going to be taking pre-orders soon, so anyone with an A45S or CLA 45S, then make sure to give them a call, give them a shout. All the details will be below. So when this product is all out and developed using my car, which is pretty cool, you can of course get it booked in and have it done to yours. It's going to absolutely transform the car, whether it's only Stage 1, Stage 2 like this, or whether you really want to go to town like what I'm going to do and go Stage 3. Now, what is really cool, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, is the fact that my car is literally going to be the development car for this, which is EST Performance to get this thing dropped off. I mean, I'm going to miss the car, to be honest. It's going to be away for a little while. I can't imagine it's going to take too long, but being a new product, they're going to want to really test it and develop it, go through all the stages. It's all systems go with this car. As soon as this is done and it's back and it's all good to go, I mean, we're going to be redoing the stage 2, see what we can get out of it and maximise stock turbo. Obviously then the stock turbo will be at its limit. That will be the limiting factor with the car. There'll be time to look at options, shall we say. I mean, the shifts are fairly quick, to be fair, but it's the lag that you get with it. That's sound mega though. It's such a quick car. Such a quick car. Journey's going well, and I found myself a nice little Mark 5 GTI. I'm having some fun with it. But yeah, who remembers mine back in the day? I didn't do much to it, to be fair. It was only like stage 1, 250 brake. But yeah, proper cool cars. I mean, in most cases, way under £5,000, but it's really hard to find a decent one these days. Yeah, epic bit of kit, and for way under 5k, pretty cool. Let me know if that's you. Hello. But yeah, no, as I said, making good time. Not long until we get to EST. I'm gonna drop this thing off, ready for the fun to start. Oh, there's a flood there, and I don't want to go through it. However, there is a lay-by. Oh, this is brilliant. This is the most British thing I've ever done. Granted, the lay-by is flooded, but not as bad as what it is over there. It actually worked. That is brilliant. Well, I don't think I'm getting out of this one. That poor person on that bike. Not what I had in mind. There's literally a river going through this road. Ooh, ooh. Come on, swim. Sorry to Mr. Transit I held up. I bet he was really looking forward to just flying through there. That poor person on that bike. That was deep though. I did not want to go through that. We have arrived at EST Performance, a location where this car has been many times and will proceed to visit many more times, especially after today. Of course, I am leaving the car here for a little while for them to do their thing. Very, very exciting times. Now, you guys are obviously gonna have to stay tuned for the results. As of right now, I do not know. I just want to get this video online for you guys to be kept updated with what's going on with these things. And of course, now that we are here at EST, where the car will be staying for a little while, it's all systems go, really, to see what we can get out of this thing. It's going to be really interesting, and I would like to know what your predictions are for the power of what this thing is going to be capable of making. Like, end goal, I'm talking turbo upgrade, meth, you name it. What do you guys reckon this car will hit? I have a thought in my head and I have a goal, and I want to see if some of you guys watching agree with me with what this thing is capable of. I'll give you maybe a little clue and maybe a little teaser. This car is believed to have the fuel pumps from an E63. And if you guys know the tuning programs of the E63, if you want to make them 1,000 horsepower plus, you don't need to upgrade the fuel pumps. Not saying that this would hit 1,000, but for a little A-class on steroids, I think it's got a lot of potential. So let me know down below what you think this thing can be capable of. But of course, as I said, the car is here at EST, staying here for a while. Make sure you follow these guys on Instagram, links in the description, for further updates of this, the development and everything like that. As soon as it's done, I will be straight back to update you as well in a proper video. So stay tuned on both my socials and also EST socials, because this is about to get crazy. Anyway, that is it from me today. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please do make sure you leave a like and make sure to subscribe for all the adventures still to come.